Hey YouTube, it's Cantaloupa. If you want more MotoAmerica content, check out the new and vastly improved MotoAmerica Live Plus app. It's the only place you can catch all the race action in one place all season long. Click the link in the description below.
Really confident, and you're just going to be thinking, if I can just get a good start.
As they come around, let's take a look at the full starting grid. We'll start off row number 1, Hayden Gillim with that number 1 plate leading the way. Gabriel Sevilla right alongside him, and then Bryce Prince rounding out row 1.
Andrew Lee there inside the second row. Travis Wyman, Jason Urube, and Nolan Lampkin there on the third row.
Some more experience with Wyatt Ferris, Jason Waters, and Richard Kerr making up row number 4.
Dion Campbell, Danilo Lewis, and Joseph Giannotto, row 5.
Got Augustin Sierra, Max Engels, and JC Camacho down there in row number 6.
Alex Arango, Isaiah Davis, great to see him out there this weekend.
Yeah, Alex Arango, he's one of the team owners for that Top Pro Motorsports that we've talked about in other classes. Dan Dickerman, John Knowles, and Miguel Segura rounding out row number 8.
Bobby Davis, Anthony Norton, and Christopher Durbin there inside row 9.
Can you imagine this? 10 different rows of competitors. We've got now down to row number 11 and 12. Tyler Bingford, Kyle Coles, Jeff Tate. When you're at the back end of this 36-rider field, you see Steven Shakespeare down there on a new bike for him this season. When you were in this mix of it, the start of this race is very different than the front of the field. That means everyone has made it. They're all there. You're going to see the lights come on when they go out. It is time to race, and the 2024 Stock 1000 Championship season is officially started, Roger.
Gabriel Da Silva, a great start there on the second row. Bryce Prince, also Hayden Gillim mentioned earlier, these guys are going to be aggressive with them early, and they've already shuffled him back to 4th.
We're just one corner in. It's all about staying patient right now. You've got to get through this first lap. Let everybody's just, you see a little bit of a gap there that's starting to build, and that's what we're going to see. You've got to be patient and let that happen.
Yeah, Hayden Gillim already making a move pretty quick there into 3rd. And Gabriel Da Silva, first couple really good corners for him. He's pulled a little bit of a gap and looking strong on that Honda to start this race.
We have the great aerial footage from the drone camera here this weekend. It really shows the elevation of Barber Motorsports Park, and you can see what the interval is in between all of the different bikes, and some of these are getting pretty close. Some new names up here at the sharp end of the field. You got Bryce Prince, Benjamin Smith, who's in Stock 1000 this season and able to qualify really good and have a decent start too.
Mentioned Andrew Lee, he's back. He's won the stock title a couple of times. Talk about all weekend how tight this field is, and you can see on this first couple laps it's kind of separating. The top 4 guys have made a little bit of a break compared to the rest of the group.
When you looked at the qualifying pace, there wasn't a whole lot of room in between that top 5, but race pace is very different. You see this front 4, both of them on the Hondas for this season. Hayden Gillim carrying that number 1 plate after winning the championship. A little moment there for Da Silva, and Hayden Gillim is there to take advantage. It's a replay of that moment we just saw from Da Silva.
Just see how he starts to get on the throttle. The rear end just steps out, and he's such a good rider. He noticed it right away and was able to let the throttle off down in here on the turn 5. But, you know, Gabriel Da Silva right there. You see how he stayed on the left side of the track? He's trying to hold that spot and try to make Hayden go around the outside of him, and that's a really tough pass.
Yeah, what we're seeing right now, certainly down here in the pits, there's some tense people in the pits looking at this fight as Hayden Gillim again looks on the inside. Lovely little move on Gabriel Da Silva. And Roger, this is exactly what Hayden was saying yesterday and in qualifying.
Saw the pit board there for Hayden Gillim and having to change that position number from 2 to 1. And we have Benjamin Smith has gone down.
Man, just right there where the track goes away, just slid out on him. You can see how disappointed he is. He's right there with a great start, great first couple laps.
Even as he tries to get that bike off the ground, the corner worker's there to help him. He looks like he's going to climb back aboard.
But you look at, there he is right there. Oh, maybe a little contact there with him and Bryce Prince.
Looked like Bryce was going right up the... Andrew Lee was repeat champion 2018, 2019. coming back this year. Hayden Gillum, of course, the defending champion, carrying that #1 plate. But the race itself, other than the information that's being relayed via that pit board, so that's where the riders are learning what the gap is, what they need to do, how much pressure they're going to feel. As you see the order starting to shift just a little bit, more experience to the table, and he's a little bit older and a little bit wiser. He knows all the tracks now, and he knows this bike, and he's proving that he's in this for the championship.
Yeah, this is a great ride by him, and he's getting closer to that podium battle every race. And this year,
knowing that he shuffled back at the start, that's something that he can work on for tomorrow. But after he got cleaned up and he made the pass around to Silva and he got back to the lead, he really hasn't put a wheel wrong.
No, and I think just the confidence that he had early, even though he was a little bit back, I think he felt confident that he could take his time and work through the pack. And you can see Nolan Lampkin, this battle for that last podium spot is
it's last lap.
Yeah, it was a 1.5 seconds. So Nolan needs to put a really good last lap together. You know, he's been catching him about 0.5 second a lap now. He's going to find a little bit more.
Yeah, that last lap, Nolan Lampkin was 0.4 quicker than Bryce Prince. So if he can be there, get us a little bit closer, perhaps put some pressure on him. As you see Hayden Gillum catching the tail end of this field as he is on this final lap of the race.
Just got to keep it smooth through here. You know, really probably right out of this chicane there, this straightaway, at least pass a couple of them, and just make sure if they do make a mistake that, you know, he can't get caught up in it. And you can see they're really taking his time, slowing down behind them, picking his places where he can pass these guys, and keeping it clean, and just a couple corners to go.
It's Alex Arango on that number 89. We saw him come by. A couple of the other riders that are back there. Hayden Gillum with his head down. He's not giving up the fight just yet. He's still turning 125s each lap. As Hayden Gillum comes across, takes the checkered flag. He is the first race winner of the 2024 Stock 1000 Championship season. You see Gabriel da Silva now making his way down the start-finish line. He will finish on the second step of the podium. And that's third, the number 17 of Bryce Prince, as he gets around Steven Shakespeare. Oh, and he went way wide, which is then going to bring Nolan Lampkin. See tomorrow, these are the race 1 results. Hayden Gillum, Gabriel da Silva, Bryce Prince, those are your podium finishers. Nolan Lampkin right there able to take home 4th. Ashton Yates in 5th. Jason Uribe in 6th.